have to make jokes.
Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with a bunch of nerds, and we're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with our Scarlet Sisterhood of Steel and Sorcery game. And you guys have recently arrived in Gryphongaffe. And the three of you wanted to celebrate the saving of the halfling children, so you decided to kind of go out on the town on your own. And anytime you asked for a tavern, they all pointed you in the same direction. And when you got to the tavern, the place looks really nice, but the signage outside is a little man standing there, with his pockets pulled out inside out, and it reads, for those that can read, "Poor Man's Pub."
Sus.
So when you guys go in, one of the things that you're greeted by immediately, and it's very familiar, is the tiny figure that is actually tending the bar across from the entryway, which is a fellow halfling. And now you might be offended, you might be annoyed, but you kind of feel like they sent you to this place of all the places because the barkeep is a halfling, and after you've been hanging out and drinking a little bit, you find out that the halfling is actually the owner of this place. And the food's really good, and as the sign indicated, it is for someone who is of lesser means.
All right, so we get to have some fun here.
But that being said, they don't seem to really skimp on the quality. What you learn is little Tom is the owner, and their specialty here is shepherd's pie and beef stew served in bread bowls. So it's pretty common fare. And as you spend some time here eating and drinking, it doesn't take long for the place to begin to fill up with folks from all sorts of walks of life. One of the things that you're probably kind of noticed when you're walking through the town was the diversity of people. And for you guys, you've probably never seen a dragonborn before, and you've seen several. And in addition to that, you've seen a couple elves and dwarves wandering around mixed among the humans. You have not seen many halflings, though, before coming to this establishment. So the three of you, you're sitting at a table, you're kind of into your cups, you're hanging out, when all of a sudden a chair comes whizzing between Agatha and Delphex, or Daphex. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Between Daph. And it goes right over Kenna's head. Luckily,
What the hell?
how do you stop it? So luckily, you're a halfling, or it probably would have took your head right off. Smashes against the wall behind you.
I'm a gnome, thank you.
You guys look in a direction to see what's going on, and on the other side of the room by the bar, there's one guy who clearly just threw the chair. You can see he's a really large man. He looks like he might even have some orcish blood in him. He's so big, bald on top. He's got about one of the ugliest faces you ever did see. One piercing green eye. His jaw kind of juts out, and his nose is crooked, like it's been broken a few times and never healed right. Standing in front of him, or I should say laying in front of him, is a small, wiry figure with dark hair and beady eyes, and it looks like he dropped just in time to not have the chair take off his head. The other thing that you immediately notice as well is this large gentleman, his pants are down around his ankles. And he's sputtering profanities and seems quite angry.
Seems like my kind of guy. I'd like to.
So, take a sip of ale and look at Agnetha.
And then, just as that happens, one of the servant women walks by. Jenna, she's actually waited on you a few times, and for no reason whatsoever, her top just flies apart, like the ties just burst. Drinks go everywhere as she raises her tray to cover her chest. And other patrons began hooting and howling. Then from another side of the room, you hear another ruckus as you turn and look, and you see the owl from cups begin to like spiral. They almost look like helixes out of the tankards into the air and begin coalescing in the air above the patrons. And you see that happen to tankard after tankard until your own tankard begins to shake if you're drinking ale, and the liquid begins to leave it.
Like, I attempt to cover my cup so that doesn't happen.
I wouldn't be drinking it after the first town we got to since we started playing.
Okay, so
As I remember, it's poisoned, possibly.
I don't think my little hands are big enough to cover the top of my cup.
they're probably not, because it is a well. Actually, you probably would have been given a choice between a big person cup and a halfling sized cup.
The big person cup holds more.
Good point.
I'm
So
on, like, my
from
full cup.
either side of your hand, it begins spiraling up and coalescing into the air.
Okay.
With that, there's a large plop, as this basically puddle that's formed in the air. It has that golden amber color of ale, cascades down upon a bunch of the patrons and washes over them, and then it begins to undulate and crawl away from them. But one of the things you notice right away is all the patrons that just got doused, they seem dazed, or even maybe a little bit tipsy or drunk.
We might need to tie them up, Agatha. Remember what happened in
Why
the
would you-
last
why-
town?
What? What is this? What's going on here?
Not a lot of time to explain, but long story short, they turned into lizards.
Okay.
And not the good kind.
So what do we do?
With that, as you're explaining that, bottles on the behind the bar begin to explode, and
Okay, definitely something. That is a party foul.
as they do, they're all liquors, like hard liquors, like whiskey or bourbons or scotch,
Why is the rum gone?
and they
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
it all just seems to pour into one big puddle
Drink it.
behind the bar. And little Tom is like running back and forth, across the bar, frazzled. Some of it touched him as it was coalescing, and he screams in pain. It burns, and then with that, he nimbly jumps, out of the reach of it and onto the bar. As he does so, a pseudopod of liquid forms, or a large tentacle forms out of the massive puddle of all the liquor that's just been spilled, and slams down on the bar next to him.
Another better. So I wanted to try
Okay.
to use Ray of Frost on it.
Not the bard.
Gonna flip the table to get some cover.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, definitely shield ourselves from this crazy liquor.
And I'm
That's
bull crap,
pretty
and this
drink.
is probably up her alley.
Let me see if I can't bring this up for you guys.
My guess is it's a quickling. Quicklings are evil.
It's always the
Okay,
quick
so what do we do?
Well, that are fairies. Pixies. Pixie fairies, if you prefer.
All right.
Okay, but what do we do?
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
All right. So that's basically like the basic layout of the tavern you guys are in. You guys are. Can you see my mouse?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, so this table here is about where you guys are. Here's the wall where the chair just shattered behind you guys. Over in this area by the fireplace, that is where all the ale coalesced and dropped on the patrons over here. And this place is packed. All the tables are full. There's people standing. The bar is full. Tom is running back and forth on the bar now here. And back here is where you can't actually see it now, is where all the liquor bottles burst.
Okay.
This is very strange.
This is what we call controlled contamination.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
What does that mean?
So for
The
now,
controlling the amount of contaminated people, specifically to this tavern, because it seems to be a rather popular one. Anyways,
Have we drinking yet, or are we like just coming in when this happens?
no, you've been drinking and hanging out for a while now,
Okay.
and everything tastes and seemed fine. It was actually good.
Okay.
So you guys can drop initiative, so we can we will act in an order.
Okay.
okay.
And then when you get that, you can just put it in the chat.
Get what? Initiative order?
Yep. When you get your initiative, you can just drop the number in the chat.
Blink. Blink.
And you still can't see my dice, can you?
You have dice?
No, you can't see my live dice for some reason.
I got a 20.
I need to figure.
Woo.
All right. So far, 20 is the highest. So far, I think you guys are going to go first.
Sorry.
That. Wonder if that worked. Oh no, still the same.
Appendix.
Okay.
So you're up, Vex. What are you doing?
So we have a halfling that's burning. A bunch of semi-undazed fellows.
He's not burning. He's not on fire. He yelled it burns when the liquor touched him.
Okay.
And also, the one that appeared out of the glasses of ale is actually now moving. It's moving away from this fireplace area, and it seems to be coming out and heading on an angle towards the bar.
Okay, so the weird tentacle.
Well, yeah, that's where you did see the tentacle reach up from where all the liquor had spilled into behind the bar.
There's a tentacle coming out of the floor.
And then Tom's over there looking down and going, "What is that?" And you see his eyes like grow as wide as saucers, and then he hops off the bar and is now moving away from the bar and the liquor, and he's kind of like eyeing the bar, and then he's eyeing that moving puddle of ale at the same time. And also that puddle is like, about 10 foot in diameter, so it's a decent size.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use Ray of Frost on the puddle.
Okay.
Freeze it. What have you, the tentacle thing. Just in case it decides to come back. Whatever's moved across. Anyway, so I roll a d20. I got a 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit is absolutely going to hit.
Okay. Roll. I got 13 for damage on the Ray of Frost.
Okay, so you hit it, and it instantly begins to like crystallize and freeze a little bit, slowing it down. But at the same time, from your knowledge of spells and arcane works, you're fairly certain it didn't affect it as much as it should have.
I don't know what to do about this with my spells.
Oh, quick question: is Bursch the goblin and Monty the dog with you guys?
I wouldn't have brought him into a bar.
Does he like wait outside for you, or did you just leave him with the halflings? Okay.
Borsch is probably here. He's drinking, whatever cheap crap they can give him, or whatever he decides to pay for himself. But
I'm trying to outdrink him to see how drunk he gets, so I can take advantage of that.
I did bring my dog some people food though.
So now you're
Okay.
trying to take advantage of my goblin.
I will do everything I can to make him just messed up.
Well, I'm going to use the rest of my turn to tell Borsch to get outside of the tavern and wait for us outside.
He takes one look around the tavern, ducks his head, and at once, mistress, at once, and ducks out to go hang outside the bar where Monty is. Before he looks, though, he does give you one parting glance, and then looks to where you had put the mark on his shoulder.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. Just don't get more than. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Just don't try to, leave the city.
And with that, he kind of nods and shuffles on out.
Okay. Hopefully he doesn't decide to hide in the city, but
It's okay, Monty. We'll find him. Deal with the ale monster.
And what are you doing, Megan?
Okay, so I have no idea what we would try and move and get somebody that's in the line of fire but not crazed yet. Fire, and then use my bonus action to start beating on my shield and give Defexis bardic inspiration.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna move to kind of move someone out of the way.
Yes.
All right. Give me a persuasion check because I don't think you're gonna physically be moving people.
Right. I'm small.
Meg, what do you go by again? What's your character's name again?
It is Kenna. That's 10 total.
Okay, so
Wait. I get half my thingy, so that's 11 total.
11. Okay, so it actually doesn't take a whole lot of work to persuade them to get out of the way once they notice that you're there. They seem to agree that it's a good idea. So they begin shuffling in whatever direction you want them to go.
Behind the tables.
Okay. And Agatha, what is Agatha, the half-elf, doing?
I am watching that little gnome bastard inside and outside the bar, making sure that he doesn't run off.
well, thanks a lot.
And I'm also
The goblin.
keeping my eye on you guys. I'm kind of the bash and smash, so I'm waiting for you to figure out what the fuck this thing is before I go in there and hit it, because I don't necessarily want to get close to whatever the hell this thing is. And I also don't trust your stupid little goblin. So I am sitting in the doorway like this. Like, what the hell's going on? And I'm slightly inebriated. Slightly. I've probably had a lot more to drink than you guys since I'm a barbarian, so I'm going to kind of wait and see what goes on.
Okay.
So, does it just keep moving across the tavern?
It is moving. It is moving towards where the bar is. But at the same time, what you notice now is there is another one creeping out from the bar, from behind the bar, around the edge, and this one looks completely different. It has numerous different colors swirling through it, fiery reds and oranges, as well as some blues and some greens with lots of translucent spots. It almost looks like a lava lamp that's gone crazy.
My brain wants to say slime, but it doesn't feel right.
You could feel free to make an Arcana check if you like.
I'd appreciate that. I actually have training in Arcana. Woo! Roll. Wow, I botched that one to all high. Anyways, I got 11.
So the one that's made of owl moves 10 feet closer, but it's moving super, super slow. On an 11, they do kind of resemble oozes or slimes, but none that you've heard of. And you're not overly familiar with them. You believe you've read somewhere is that they can climb up walls, and they can be very tough and resistant.
Okay.
But that's all you're recalling at the time. There's a lot going on. There's people hollering, yelling at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to Agatha and tell her, hey, you need to bash these things as hard as you can. And then I'm gonna use Ray of Frost on the multicolored one to see if that one works
Yes.
any better. Try to slow it down.
Okay.
So roll, because I'm assuming it's my turn.
Oh, let's see. Let me take a look. All right, so the one that is around the bar actually going to be able to reach to your table. So, Agatha, where exactly did you position yourself? You were watching the gnome and the goblin at the same time. So does that
Correct.
mean you went to the door?
Yeah, I'm at the door.
Okay, so you are actually going to be the first one that the creature made of spirits encounters. So
Yes.
so that pseudopod forms once again and shoots out in your direction.
Ugh, it's disgusting. I don't want to
Oh!
touch it.
It touched you. It touched you so hard. So that
Oh.
pseudopod launches at your stomach.
What?
It's like getting punched.
What the hell? I'm gonna get away from it. I don't. It looks like if I hit it with my glaive, that it would just break into nasty pieces and just infect more people. That's what I'm afraid of.
Just hit it.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess that's what I'll do is just hit it, since that's what I do is I smash things.
Well, right now it's hitting you, but
yeah. All right. So it hits really hard, and one of the things that you notice right away is it kind of burns when it hits you. Not like fire, but it's still a burning sensation.
I couldn't even dash away from this disgusting thing. I had to just stand there and take this.
You got to take it up sometimes.
Okay.
take it like a lady.
For 28 points of damage
Mhm.
Okay.
as it slams its slimy fist into you. And one of the things that you're kind of you notice immediately is this overwhelming smell of pure alcohol. Make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
Icky.
3 plus my con,
Plus your con and proficiency.
so that'd be a 9.
You just had to get drunk.
I'm like
Right.
retarded right now.
So, speaking of getting drunk, you are now tipsy. You have disadvantage on ability checks. Basically, you feel like you've been drinking for a while now.
Okay.
Looks like horse is going.
Do I
to
use my
drinking
saving throws for Constitution on this, or does that matter?
Do you use what?
Can I use my Constitution saving throw for this?
Yeah, that's exactly what you use. Which is good.
So that would be a 15 instead of a 9.
No, it's not your score though. It's your modifier plus 3 plus what you rolled.
Oh, okay, so that would be my Constitution plus what I rolled plus my modifier for Constitution.
No, it's plus 3 for proficiency bonus.
It was what it was. Yeah. Okay.
So, and you rolled a 3, so I don't think that's not going to
Yeah.
make it.
No. I'm all tipsy, drunk, and messed up right now.
So you're swaying a little bit there as you stand by. What's Daff doing?
Unfortunately, I don't know how well illusion spells work on slimes.
Do it.
So I'm going
It can't
to
hurt to try anyway.
I'm gonna use Ray of Frost again because that means, if I freeze it well enough, it'll shatter when you hit it. So at least that's my thought process at the moment. Though it's pure alcohol, so that might make it
Alcohol doesn't really freeze.
Depends. Depends on the consistency and there's a whole chemical thing. I mean, like, yeah, you have to sometimes, like with certain alcohol bottles, if it's a certain alcohol proof and you put it in the freezer, it won't freeze until you jostle the fluid, but that's happening anyway. So, anyways, science, I have some of it. Anyways, I rolled a 19 to hit.
That will,
Plus 7 to that.
that will absolutely hit. Which one are you trying to hit? They don't move out of the way very well.
The one that was beating up on Ags.
Okay.
Damage, I got 12.
Okay. Same thing. It's now slowed, and it definitely has an effect on it as you see the like frost and ice begin to form. But you just feel like it should have affected it more than it did.
Yeah. Should have taken Magic Missile.
What do you do? You still have a bonus action and move if you want to do anything else.
I can't think of anything I could do with my bonus action. I'm going to stay where I am and kind of just try to poke with Ray of Frost until something happens.
Okay.
Or maybe pump it up a little bit.
All right, Megan, that brings us to you. What are you going to do?
Am I close enough to touch both Defexis and Agnetha?
You could, if you move, you're close enough to touch Defexis, and you could move and touch Agatha.
Okay. Heroism is a touch range spell, and it says that if I use a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, I can target an additional creature. But I don't know if I can touch and then move and touch again and then cast the spell, or if I have to be touching them both at once.
No, I would definitely allow that.
Okay, so I'm going to do that then. You guys are imbued with bravery until the spell ends. You are immune to being frightened, and you gain 4 temporary hit points because that is my spellcasting ability modifier.
Nice. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so that brings us to, I believe that brings us to Agatha, right?
Agnetha. Yeah, I'm going to rage on this creature beast. Try to see what that does this time. So for my attack, I rolled a 13. Plus damage, plus proficiency, what?
13, that hits. Absolutely.
Okay. So that's my first roll. And then I got a 5. Is it my proficiency plus like strength or what?
Yeah, plus your strength mod.
Okay. So that's a 10.
A 10
and then
actually hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And for my damage,
like I said, they're not very good at moving out of the way.
okay, and that's a 6 to damage on that. So plus my 4 hit points. Do I add it to that?
No, that's temporary hit points. That's something different. That's when they hit you. You take those away first. So what's your total damage?
Okay. 11.
Is that for both?
No. That was a 12.
12. But is that for both hits? That seems low.
Yeah, for both, because I rolled a 5 and then a 4.
So but you'll get +4 for rage.
Plus,
and then you'll get you'll get your strength modifier twice. So what is your strength score?
It's a 1.
A +1. Okay, so you get 2, and then 4, 6. Because I think rage is still only +2 at that point, right? So you said you roll. So that should be a total of 15.
14 is what I got.
All right. Okay, and that actually seemed more effective than the ray of frost. When your glaive rips through the creature, it kind of makes this shrieking sound, and it doesn't seem to really have a mouth, so you don't even know where it really comes from. But the whole thing kind of like shakes like jello, and it makes this shrieking sound.
Okay.
So with that, you definitely have gotten its attention.
Can I get out of the way too, just so?
Yeah, you can absolutely move. You're going to take an attack of opportunity if you do, but you can move away from it.
I'd like to do that just so it doesn't damage me anymore, because it seems like a globby mess of disgustingness.
Okay, you're a totem barbarian. You have, I think you said eagle.
Yeah, the eagle.
Does that give like a mobility thing?
Like it's just fast movement. I can see up to, yeah, it's nothing.
Okay, so where do you want to head towards? You want to head?
I'd like to go outside if I can.
You're right by the door, so you could absolutely go outside if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll just kind of step out of the way of this place, kind of move out. I'm neutral, so I'm like, I don't care about it. Everyone else can run out if they want to. I'm out of here.
So one of those tentacles, those pseudopods, slams down and bounces off the door jamb next to your head, but completely misses you, and you're able to move out of the way.
Okay.
How far away do you move?
Oh, maybe like 10 feet. Not too far. I don't want to go too far. I want to hit him again if I can.
Okay, so you move like 10 feet?
Sure.
Okay, so with that, it begins to undulate forward and is moving towards you. And it'll swing one of those pods at you again and hits a 17 armor class.
I'm 15.
Yeah, so it slams into you again. You're raging, so you're not going to take as much damage. All right, so I'll roll the first die that shows up is going to be physical damage, because that is what you have resistance against, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only going to take so 3. You're going to take a total of 11 points of damage.
Okay.
As it lashes out at you.
Okay.
And you're going to have to make another Constitution saving throw. And, so of that 11 you just took, -4 from that because of the temporary hit points that Kenna had given you.
I see. Okay. So just take 7.
Correct.
Okay. So now what I roll for
Now you make a con save again.
a Constitution save?
Yep, DC 14.
So I rolled a 10. And plus dexterity?
Nope, that's a plus con. So
plus con, so a 13.
plus, and then you also get I believe you're gonna get your proficiency bonus to that as well. So when it slaps against you once again, it gives you that feeling like you've been drinking, but you're able to shake it off this time.
Okay.
Although the one problem is when it moves towards you, it keeps going, so it kind of runs you over.
Gosh.
So it is you're kind of in it now. So you have to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw to not occupy the same space, to kind of like get out of its way.
Okay.
Not easy to
7.
do when you're
12. So that'd be a 12. And how much do I have to not get hit by this guy or to get out?
DC 12. So you're able to actually roll aside or move straight back 5 feet.
All right, so I just barely get out of that.
Do.
Okay. And I cannot use any more dash actions to get out of here and go further away from this guy. Or what?
No, not now. You can't because it's
Okay.
it's not your
You're
turn
not
yet.
doing it.
Help me! Stupid
And now I
goblin!
cast
Stop
fireball
staring
on
at me! There you go.
That'd be
Oh, boy.
horrible.
Hit points are a resource, I've heard.
Oh yeah, plus I get my freaking +2 when I rage. Gosh, I'll have to remember that next time.
So that brings us back to the top of the order.
Hit him hard, Daff.
Unfortunately, the only spell I have that does the most damage. I suppose I could burn a 3rd level magic missile, but doesn't do that much damage for the payoff. I'm just
the other one moved closer, and the next round it will be within within basically it's just on the other side of your flipped over table.
Can I get away from it without invoking attacks of opportunity then?
Yeah, it's not there yet, but it's going to be there.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's starting to move a little faster now too, as your slow wears off.
Yeah. I'm going to hop back about 20 feet and then cast Ray of Frost on the one that was next to the table.
Okay, so you'd have to actually like kind of move back into the side because of the way the bar is, because you guys are pretty close to the wall.
Okay.
Let's see. I will bring up the map again just so you guys can see where everybody is.
Okay, yeah, and I'm like wounded, so you guys better figure this out.
It's okay. I'm gonna heal you next turn.
Okay, so
Thank you.
where my mouse is right now, that is where
That's where
Agatha is, and the creature is like right in front of her. And you guys are right here at this table. It's flipped over, and the other creature, the Maid of Al, is right here. So what I mean is, so you could go back into the side. You probably wouldn't want to go this way because it'll just push you towards the door where the other one is.
How about to the left between the 2 counters?
Over here where the bar
Yeah.
is. Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll go over there between the 2 counters and then Ray of Frost that one. That's
Okay, so
chasing after me.
all right, so you kind of make it right to actually
Right
in
between.
between the counters there. So okay, shoot.
And that's a 14 to hit.
Absolutely hits. They're very slow.
Okay. Roll that. That one's not as happy of a roll, but I got 9 on that.
Okay. On the plus side, it is going to slow it down.
But I'm doing tiddlywinks for damage at the moment.
And that will bring us to Kenna.
Okay. So Cure Wounds is a touch spell. Am I close enough to the barbarian, or do I have to move through the slime to get to her?
You would actually have to move through this line, but there is a window here.
All right. That sounds like a good
do it.
idea.
Help!
Diving out the window like a criminal.
So I will, if you want to make a athletics check, I'll allow you to grab a chair on your way and, bash through the window with that. So this way you're not jumping through it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Don't want to jump through the glass. That's probably not a good idea.
So
Uh,
give me a DC 10 athletics check to just smash the window and dive out.
Hey, hopefully I don't have negative strength. I don't remember. No, I do have negative strength. There is no way I'm going to get that window busted.
Can you what?
Can I take a moment to open the window like a normal person?
Yeah, but I feel like it would take your action to. but you can do
Can
it.
you hang on, Agnetha? Can you hang on another turn?
Yeah, I can rage on him if anything, so I should be all right.
Okay.
He's got
I
he's
open the
got
window like a
disadvantage
normal
on me.
All right, so you grab the chair up, slide it to the window, and open it.
That sucks. You're like, I'm coming. Ugh. Stupid.
Oh, and Vex, remember too, you have bardic inspiration, so you can use that at any time as well.
What does Bardic Inspiration do exactly?
Oh, that's
I have
right.
this written down. I am a College of Valor bard, so you can use 1d8 for an attack roll, a saving throw, a damage roll, or add it to your AC.
Okay.
Okay.
A damage roll with a weapon. You can't add it to your spells.
Okay.
All right, so that brings us to you, Samantha.
All right. So I'm actually inside of this gooey gunk right now, right?
Well, you're next to it. It definitely tried to get you inside of it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Couldn't help it.
No. Okay, so I'm still raging.
You are still
this point?
raging, yes.
So I'm going to attack it, whatever it is. This lava goop. And I roll a, oh my gosh, a 3 plus my proficiency. That's 6. What is it? Plus my, what is it? My strength?
Yep.
So that would be a 7 plus my 2. That's 9. And I have, that wasn't me though for the D8. That was that bardic inspiration was not for me though, right? Because she's still inside.
Right. That was Vex. You got a total of 9? That actually hits.
Woo!
That's not a kobold.
All right. And here I get to go again, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, here I go. I rolled a 6, 7. That'd be a 10, 13.
That'll hit.
No, 12. 12.
That will hit.
Woo! And then my damage. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I rolled a 6 plus strength, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a 7 for damage on the first one. And then I got a 1 on the second. So that'd be 2. I need your guys' help.
What? So how much damage did you do total?
7.
Is that including your rage on both attacks?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay. That was really bad.
Yeah. I rolled a 1 on my second attack for my damage. It was really bad.
So the one thing you have noticed, though, these things are pretty slow. They don't move very fast. So you could probably outrun it if you wanted
Okay.
to.
I would love to do that. Can I run back inside?
Yeah, you could absolutely run by it. I mean, it'll get a swipe at you, but if you can outpace it, then it won't be able to catch up to you.
Got Totem of the Hawk, baby. I'm a hawk. I just outrun it and like sneak back inside.
Okay, so all right, so you run by it, and it tries to. Oh my god, that's the second crit I've landed on you tonight.
No,
It is.
Keeping you alive is going to be a full-time job.
God damn it.
No, it's even better. The healer is now outside.
Yes.
Oh wait, because you're opening up the window.
Yeah, she jumped out the window.
We are
Well, at
total
least it's already
girls.
open, so I can get back in easier now.
You're coming out to save me, and I'm coming in to save you. That's horrible. Okay, I forgot about that. You were coming outside. Oh,
All right, let's see. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt you more than me. I just want you to know that. So the first two are physical damage. So those you're gonna take half on. So that's 5, 15, 18 points of damage altogether. Not nearly as bad as the first time, but it still hurts.
I'm gonna die soon, you guys.
So
I've taken 38 points of damage. I only have 43 hit points.
I am trying to help you, and you are making it very hard.
So I vote that we get a fighter next time instead of a barbarian. They seem to
This is a
stream lots
bad
of
mixture.
effect.
I'm the only one that takes these hits. Yeah, I need you guys.
I don't
So-
have raised dead yet.
So on the plus side, though,
Okay.
Daff is up, and the spirits creature, or the creature made of spirits, is actually outside the tavern now.
Shut the door.
There you
It's a
go.
slime.
Lock
Go
it.
through the door.
Shut the window.
Shoot the door. Shoot the door. Shut the window. I don't care. Anyways,
Yeah. So yeah, and it's kind of Let's see. So you're right here, at the bar. It's outside. Then there's the other one that's over here. And where exactly did you go, Samantha?
I'm just like in the doorway right now.
Well, the doorway's kind of close to it. You have a decent amount of movement.
I like us halflings and gnomes.
I guess what I was thinking was that I would just sort of go inside and clear away from these beasts for a minute. But I mean, I want to help save my friends too. So I'm trying to see where you're pointing to. Where's the other guy at?
Okay, so you got one right here. All right, that's the one you ran by. We have Kenna over here by the window.
Right.
We have Daff over here.
I
And
can't see your arrow. Where is she?
oh, you can't see.
Yeah, neither can I.
Oh,
I can't see your mouse moving.
wait a minute. I know what I have to do. Here, you see it now.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. So outside the door here, that's the one that was just pummeling you.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's got all kinds of different colors in it, and it's the one that's made of the different liquors. Over here is Kenna by the window. This table is flipped over, and just on the other side of it is the one that's made out of ale.
Okay.
And then right here is Daphne. And so the question is, where do you want to go?
And I just started running away, right?
Yeah, you just ran in, so you still probably have about 20 feet of movement.
All
Come over to the window so I can heal you through it.
No. She needs to clear the area.
That's what I was thinking. I might want to just.
Oh, yeah.
Can I like run towards the forest?
Back out the door.
Well, how far can I get healed if I run away, though? I don't want to go too far. I'm mostly running towards the wizard or the halfling to heal me.
Well-
And
Wizards don't get healing spells.
towards someone to do something.
It
Because I'm like going to
depends.
die.
It depends on the D&D game, but I digress.
Mm.
Okay, it depends on the pen and paper game.
So, question is, where are you going?
Okay. I'm going to run, I guess, over by the fireplace and get out of the way for now.
Okay, so all right, so you're here 5, 10, 15, 20. So that puts you like in this area over here heading towards the fireplace. Creature here, creature there,
Okay.
bard, gnome wizard. So
Okay.
Daff, what are you doing?
20-foot radius sphere of death. Fireball.
Okay.
Fire! Kill it with fire!
That's pretty much the joke here.
All right,
Um,
roll it up, and I'll roll my saving throw.
Okay.
It is going to
see.
fail its saving throw.
5, 6, 7, 8. Can I catch both of them since it's a 20-foot radius? Like if I nick the corner there, it should reach both slimes, the corner of the doorway.
All right, so we got one here. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, so it'd be 20 in both directions, right? 5,
That's
10.
20-foot sphere.
Can't see your mouse
Yeah.
still.
So 4 squares out.
Let's see. I feel like you'd have to put it. I don't think you could not hit yourself and hit both of them because
Well,
there's a wall
could-
there.
Yeah, but I could use my movement to kind of like hop up on the bar,
Oh yeah, you have your movement, sure.
and I can move further away and then just take a pot shot with the fireball at both of them.
So yeah, so I feel like you'd have to put it in the doorway, right? 5, 10,
Yeah, basically.
15. Yeah. So you'd have to put it right in the doorway, right here, and it's gonna blow out and blow in. Then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So fireball of flaming fist of fiery doom. Ooh, that's not so flaming fist. Let's see, 15, 20, 25 points of damage.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a second saving throw for the one that's made of ale.
They are made out of alcohol.
They are made out of alcohol. You're absolutely correct. And so basically, one of the things that you notice is the one that's made out of ale completely evaporates. There is nothing left. There's a scorch mark on the ground. The other one is on fire, and it looks like it's trying to curl up on itself, and you would describe it as writhing in agony the way it's moving. Even though this thing is so inhuman, you can just like sense its pain.
Well, yeah, I got hit by a fireball. Fireball. Fire.
And that brings us to Kenna.
And I am standing outside, so all I saw was this thing catching on fire for a minute and that happening. I have no idea what she just did.
Yeah, you may or may not have noticed the little fire pea, that kind of landed in the doorway, and then what you definitely saw was something explode from the inside of the tavern out.
You know what? I'm just gonna hit it because the thing that's inside, I don't know that the thing that's inside isn't there anymore though. But I'm probably just gonna hit it because this thing looks like it's close to dying, and I figure it'll be easier to get in the door than it will be in the window. That's how I'm going to justify that.
And and by the way,
yes.
I just did the math real quick, and literally that explosion happened like this. In your face, like you may have lost your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Steph, we're going to have words after this.
Good
Because I
luck
know
for you,
Agnetha
Matthew.
didn't do that.
You look like a knoll rat
Okay.
now.
My first
I
attack
have eyebrows, thank you.
is 18, and my second is 11.
They both hit.
Cool. Then that's 13 damage.
Actually, the first time you hit it, it just stops moving and just kind of like starts just jiggling in place like jello, and begins to kind of like dissolve and evaporate as the fire takes it.
Yeah.
So the cold spells didn't seem as quite so effective, but the fire very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
And,
made of alcohol.
Behind you, Vex, you hear weeping.
I look behind me. Yes?
There's a little halfling with curly sandy hair, blue eyes, and he's actually pretty fit for a halfling. A lot of times they tend to live very comfortably, but this one seems fairly fit. And he's looking, my bar, my tavern. This is my livelihood. This is all I have. Is everything. The fire.
Walking inside.
I tried not to use it, but they gave me no choice. They were going to kill my frail friend over there next to the fire pit.
Oh, don't say that to her. She's going to be even angrier.
The other one ran away through the window.
I didn't run away. I was fighting the thing outside. I was trying to heal her. Would you just hold on? Give me a moment.
That's it.
I'm
gonna
making my
rage
way
your
over
goblin.
to them.
Well, it's not my fault. I
Ladies,
didn't get
gentlemen,
hurt.
please calm yourselves. Please. Okay, we can work this out. How much do you think the repairs are going to be?
Well, let's see.
How much gold do we have, by the way?
Forget the repairs. I think like there's probably parts that are on fire still. Like that big carpet is definitely on fire. There's definitely some spots of the inn that is literally on fire right now. It's not bad yet, though.
Give me a second to look something up.
Is there any water nearby? Can I use Ray of Frost on the fire to put him out?
I will let you Ray of Frost fire.
Okay, I'll
That's
set
great.
as fast as I can.
Prestidigitation will allow you to instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. Are any of these fires small campfire sized?
Yeah, that's what it's exactly like. There's like a couple of them.
Prestidigitation, I'm going to help put the fires out.
Okay. So, actually, you have prestidigitation too, don't you, Vex?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I thought it said only candles.
Well, yeah, I didn't think it'd be that much too. But after a couple rounds go by, you guys are able to do that. There is a barrel of water outside that someone could grab if they wanted to. People start going for buckets. A lot of the patrons that the owl creature went through, they have like minor burns on them, and they're also pretty drunk.
Medic?
I only
Where's
have
the
so
goblin?
many cure spells, and I really need to. Hold on, the goblin had nothing to do with this, I think.
I want to rage
We
beat him
really
up.
do need to be figuring. Hold on, we really do need to figure out what started all of this in the first place. Agnetha, could you please come over here and let me heal you? I say, trying to distract her from beating up the goblin.
I'm still mad. I want to beat up the goblin. I don't want to be healed. I'm not ready
Okay,
yet.
yes, but you're hurt. You are
Oh.
injured, and it's only
I don't
going to get
care.
worse if you don't let me tend to you. Agnetha, please. Agnetha, please.
If she tries to take a swing at the goblin, I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on her.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
We really don't need to be
Do
fighting
that
each other. We really need to be figuring out what caused this in the first place. Can't we all just get along?
Fine.
You could, but
heal
you're
me.
trying to kill my goblin.
You can heal me.
No, the
I'll, like-
goblin is going to be fine. I'm healing Agnetha. We're good.
I do need to be healed. I'm like dying and bleeding right now, and I'm like,
Okay, good. How many hit points are you down? Am I allowed to ask that? Is that too meta?
I'm down 38 hit points.
That's fine.
What? Huh?
I said no. That's fine for her to ask
Healing.
you how much you're down. I mean, you can see that she's kind of pretty beat up. What's your maximum?
It is, what is it, 42? 43? Yeah,
She's hurting.
43.
Yeah. So she's beat to hell, and it doesn't.
So, yes, I am going to, in fact, cast that as a 3rd level spell. That is 3d8 plus 4.
3d8 plus 4, you say?
Yes.
I think Dave muted himself.
Yeah,
15 points then?
I did mute myself. Sorry, guys.
I didn't know if it was on purpose, but I figured I'd say it just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heal me for 15 points.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm not so angry anymore. I won't
It's
kill
not
your
a problem.
goblin.
Okay. Good. I give Agnetha a hug, and then I back off so she doesn't.
I'm going to go find Borscht because
Daff, while you're out there, would you check on Monty?
sure.
Thank you.
Was he caught in the blast?
I don't think so. I was definitely between him and whatever danger there was. I got caught in the blast a little bit. If you notice, my eyebrows are gone.
You didn't mean to do that on purpose. I thought you ran away.
When you
Do I look like I would run away? Never mind, don't answer that.
when you guys go whoever went outside to check on Monty or Borscht, the thing that you notice is Borscht is actually on Monty, and he's around the corner peeking around.
Aw.
I'm gonna check on Borscht and Monty, make sure they're okay, and
What happened, mistress? Is it safe to come out?
Yeah, I used my mighty magic to light them ablaze.
I was just getting ready to run in there and rescue you, mistress, but I wanted to make sure that the dog was okay first.
It's fine,
Sorry,
Borscht.
You little coward! You let me die. You watched me die.
You didn't hear that, Agnetha. We're inside.
I understand the halflings are very fond of these creatures.
No, depends on who's controlling it, but not the point. Thank you for keeping Montu safe, though. But as I said, I didn't bring you along to put you in danger. You're here to help me with stuff that's safe.
Yes, of course, mistress. May I come back inside now?
Yes. Just be careful. There's a couple burn marks still, and I don't know how much of the tavern's still on fire.
I don't like the things that some of the people of the town have been saying to me when they go by.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not used to goblins being in towns.
They keep asking me to juggle and dance.
Ooh.
Oh, they are so lucky.
Yeah, I don't know why
outside.
they're doing that, but yeah, let's just ignore that for now.
I've been like paying them.
Let's go on and get a drink.
They also asked me if I switched taverns. I don't understand, mistress.
Don't worry about it. They're being stupid.
So, I want to ask some of the tavern patrons if they saw anything before all of this started going on. That large orc-blooded fellow that threw the chair, in particular, I have questions for.
Okay, so he looks a little better off than some of the other ones. He's standing there, and he's holding up his pants with one hand. As you get closer, you can see like the drawstrings have been cut.
I might have a spell for this.
You have mend?
No, never mind. I was thinking of a different character. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up a stool and sit beside him and try to innocuously initiate a dialogue. Do you have a moment, sir?
I guess so. What happened? I'm a little confused. I thought Ratelli was here. Ratelli here had pulled down my pants playing a joke on me, but now I'm not sure what happened.
Well, we're not entirely sure what happened either, but it seems as though you were not the only person that was the butt of some sort of joke. I want to know if you saw anything before all of this got started.
Well, I was standing here having my drink, and next thing you know, it feels real breezy in here. And then I hear this giggling behind me, and it made me real angry-like. So I grabbed this chair here, that chair there, and points to the wall where the smashed chair is, and I turned around to throw it at Ratelli here, but he ducked.
Right. Well.
And Ratelli says he didn't do it.
I'm quite sure he's telling the truth. So, is he still here?
Yeah. He's kind of like looking sheepishly towards the large fellow, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders and puts his hands up. He's really small and wiry. He's only like 5.5 feet tall, dark haired, beady eyes. It's like I tried telling Tonk I didn't do anything. I was just standing here minding my own business, and his pants fell down. I didn't even laugh.
Friend, did you see anything? Did you see anything, though?
You asking one of the two, or just grabbing like a rant? Okay, Ratelli. Like I said, I was just enjoying my ale. A hard day at work. Was down on the docks, loading and unloading the ships.
Of course.
And then all this crazy madness happened. This town has been really good to me, and I've been able to earn a good living for me and my family, but I'm really thinking about leaving. A lot of weird stuff happens here all the time.
But it is interesting when weird stuff happens. You have to admit, it will never be boring.
What kind of weird stuff?
Well,
keep talking, buddy.
He kind of looks around, And now he looks a little sheepish, and he goes, "Have you seen them there, Dragonborn? The
Yes.
big
Probably,
lizard
yeah.
guys. It's really odd. They've been here. We had orcs in town. We had blood demons and blood cultists. We had chaos magic running wild. I mean, it's fortunate we had the heroes of the town to help with this stuff, but I feel like we need a lot more heroes in this town."
Well, look no further. And I pose, looking gallant as all hell.
She has a
You saw her
goblin.
throw that fireball.
There is a time when I would have laughed when at such a gesture from one of the wee ones, but Mayor and Lord Helmsworthy has done such a wonderful job with the town and has even taken up arms to defend it himself. I've learned a new respect for even the wee folk.
Whatever you say, Sixer.
But I don't know. It's just all very odd and strange.
Have you seen anybody turning into lizards lately?
Lizards?
You're really preoccupied with people turning into lizards.
I can't
Shit,
say I
don't
have.
judge us.
You're gonna have to tell me the story later.
We were at we came up in front of a tavern, lots of people screamed, we watched people turn into lizard men, and then I used my spells to herd them into a room where they were locked away until we can find a cure.
Still trying to
But that
figure out
wasn't
what
here.
we saw.
No, that was at the last city where you
The
picked,
first
where we joined your little caravan.
Right. Okay.
Well,
For now, though,
when you mention that, Tonk, you kind of see his face like light up a little bit, and he's like, we have a library here in this town with some pretty smart fellows over there. They could maybe help your people if they're sick.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
I'm still bleeding. I need a bathtub.
Well, I wanted to get a couple drinks first,
I don't.
So
Drinking those helps reading.
So a lot of the commoners actually start helping, clean up the mess and help out Tom. You can see that they genuinely really care about this place, and they seem a little upset about everything that's happened as well.
I'm gonna try to help out as much as I can with
Same.
what I can do, and I'm gonna ask Borscht if he wouldn't mind helping. If not, he can just choose to sit back.
We can sing a work song, like a sea shanty, but for cleaning.
You can drink your fancy ale. You can drink them by the flag.
So with that, Tom, he settled down and he kind of like marches over to the threes and goes, I know I was a little upset earlier, but really thank you for, I don't know what that was or what happened, but I greatly appreciate you, coming to the aid of my patrons and not completely burning down my establishment like happened, a couple of years ago over across the way. There was a very unfortunate mishap there and the tavern burned right to the ground.
Not right this second, but one of these days you're gonna have to tell me that story too.
So whenever you lasses are here, you can drink for free.
Drink? Like what?
Yes.
Woohoo! Sarah.
I do still need a medic or something though, like a bath and some not bondage. Did I almost say that? I mean wound healing.
Whatever makes you right, Sam.
Sometimes I wonder about you too.
Whatever makes you right. When you say that, he goes, "Well, we do have some private rooms, and I could have a hot bath drawn for you."
Please and thank you. And more the ale that's not contaminated, please.
And I'll explain the whole weird stuff that's, what to look for in ale to avoid, his patrons turning green.
So yeah, you completely think whatever's going on, whatever happened here is something completely different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there is a gray wizard involved and a halfling with a ring that was gold and has flaming elvish writing on it. Anyways. That one was too far. I apologize.
I'm with you. It's okay. I was just watching Lord of the Rings today.
I have a Lord of the Rings tattoo.
So Tom, flips the table, tries to flip the table back over, and with a little bit of struggle, he does. And some of the serving people come over and clean up your spilled dinner. And
Sorry.
he asks if he could get you, if he could refill your meals.
If it's not too much trouble. I mean, I did cause a bit of damage to your inn. And again, I'm sorry about that.
Well, it could be much worse, and like I said, I've seen much worse. And
yeah, still doesn't mean I tried to avoid using the big spells, but you saw what happened, yeah?
Once he mentions food and drink, Borscht chimes right in and starts placing an order.
I shove his face. I'm like, you don't get to talk, Goblin.
Agnetha.
Hey,
That was very uncivilized.
I'm still angry and wounded. Where's my bath and my beer?
And
the bath beer, those are always fun.
Or both, yeah. Hey, there you go. Bath beer. That's what I need.
The serving wench from earlier reappears with a new top and or a replacement top and says, "Milady, let me lead you right this way. We already have the room the room is already prepared and the hot water is being drawn."
Thank you, good sir.
Madam.
And
madam.
make a perception check, Agatha.
All of us are just...
Nah, just Agatha. Or you can just give me your passive. That would work too.
19.
Okay, you got a 19 on the check?
Yes.
Okay. So all of a sudden, what did I say? I said her name was Jenna, right? So
Yes.
Jenna jumps about a foot into the air as if she was just goosed. And as she does it, she's like, "Oh, my lady." And she looks at you with this shocked look on her face as she turns around. And then, she's grabbing her backside.
Okay.
The trickster's still here.
Difficult to miss it.
You didn't see anything.
Oh
You
my
just
God, I didn't
kind of you see her react to something. And my lady, that is highly inappropriate.
Tom, would you happen to have some flour?
What? Flour?
You want
No,
flowers?
I'm asking the bartender. The bartender, just flour, like powdered flour for cooking.
Oh, that kind of flour.
Yes. I'm going to make a mess with it, but I'll clean it up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to start throwing handfuls of it and seeing if I can find an invisible person.
Okay. So
She's a halfling, though, right? So I would have been like, well, usually I would have done something like that, but definitely not this time.
no, the owner's a halfling.
The owner's This is the lady that's drawing my bath, or who's talking to us?
Yeah, the lady that was drawing her back. That's the
She
one
thought that I grabbed her touche?
she absolutely thought that you grabbed her douche.
I was like, maybe tomorrow when I'm not bleeding, baby.
So,
Dave,
yes.
while she's throwing flour around, I'm going to cast a light spell at the center of the room, in the middle, on the roof. I'm going to cast light spell and play Count the Shadows. Because you might be invisible, but that doesn't mean you don't cast a shadow.
Are you sure it wasn't your goblin that touched her ass?
No. Borscht
We're sure it wasn't the goblin.
has only hands for me. Now move on.
Oh my God.
Wait, what did you just
that
say?
was way too much information.
I'm going to kill him.
Okay, enough about the goblin. We're looking for an invisible person now.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys figure it out. You're the ones that can figure all that out.
All right. You guys give me initiative order, so this way we'll just go in order for who's going to do what.
Okay.
Ooh,
Sweet.
15.
Woo.
20 total.
9 on last, which is good for this situation.
Okay. And you guys can just put them in the chat as well.
Okay. Oh wait, I rolled the wrong. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So 9, 20, 15. Okay. So on the 20, you begin throwing flour about, and as you do that, what is everybody give me a perception check.
Okay. My perception is
19.
Ooh.
I'm pretty
I need to go to the dice
23 total.
19, 23, definitely. You actually hear some giggling
17.
coming, and 17 as well. Absolutely, every one of you hear it. It's a very small giggle sound that you hear coming from the rafters. Almost sounds like the tinkling of bells. Directly above Agatha. So the ceiling's probably about 20 feet tall, and 15 foot up or so. There's like cross beams of rafters and stuff that you hear something coming from there.
Sleep.
Oh, hello. Oh,
So, what was that?
So we'll go right in order. The high was a 20. What are you doing, Megan?
oh, hello, mischievous friend. Would you care to come down and have an ale with us?
You're going to invite this strange ghost to have a beer?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I like your style.
I would much
lady.
rather have a living ally than a dead enemy.
Oh, what language are you speaking in?
I guess.
Common.
Common. So you hear words drift down towards you, but you do not understand them.
Can I tongues?
Yes, you can.
I tongues and repeat the question.
Okay, so you do that, and then the reply comes. Oh, why are you ruining our fun?
Because people are getting hurt, and it's not very fun for everyone involved.
Who got hurt?
Well, there are a lot of people here that have suffered burns and severe alcohol intoxication. I suppose that part isn't as harmful, but they did get burned.
Well, I guess.
And our barbarian friend here was attacked several times and took a lot of damage during the fray.
I know, it was hilarious.
Well, it
That's
really
I started
wasn't.
swinging
She's
my
not
glaive.
very fun
I'm
when
mad
she's
now.
angry. Hold on.
Like,
Peace friend.
So, you invited them down to have a drink with you.
Yes.
So you hear the flittering of wings as something lightly lands on your shoulder.
Ooh,
You
hello.
still can't see it, but you get the impression that something is sitting on your shoulder with tiny legs draped over it.
I'm down with this.
So you're not cross with us, are you?
Well, I'm not, but there are some here that may be. However, I am quite certain that there will be a way to mend that damage between the two of you.
It is, it's still just a disembodied voice. You don't actually see anyone. And you now there's a second voice that joins in with the first one, that is now sitting on your other shoulder. Between the two of them, they probably weigh maybe 3 pounds. So they don't weigh much at all. So what will they do if they're cross with us?
Nothing if you apologize, I'm quite certain.
We could just leave. They'll never find us. The big ones.
I suppose that's also true.
The big ones are so oafish.
That's very true as well.
I'm really mad now. He just called me oafish.
Well, I am Taka, and this is Tika.
Well, my name is Kenna. It's a pleasure to meet you both. And I thank you for a good time and a good story.
We haven't had much to do, and they kind of cut down our home.
Really? Where's that?
Well, they built that giant mountain before you come into the town.
The walls.
Yes, they cleared out to make the walls.
Describe your home to me. Perhaps we can find a place for you to relocate to.
These are like sprites or what?
Well, we lived in one of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Fairies, they're fey.
And are there no trees here?
Big creatures.
Outside of would you call it a wall? The wall?
Yes, it's a wall.
Outside of the wall.
They built it for their protection.
Yeah, we could have used a wall.
Well, perhaps we can get them to plant some trees for you.
That would be nice, but trees take a long time to grow.
That is very true as well. Unless you transplant them, you could get a small, like a sapling, and plant it, but that probably wouldn't be big enough for you, would it?
No. So, you guys, if you go back to the table, they do appear in front of you, and they're about the size of one of the larger steins. So they're kind of using them to kind of hide behind to stay out of the sight of the rest of the patrons. And they're little fairies, little pixies, and these ones are particularly small, even for pixies. They only stand about 9 inches tall, and they're kind of like and they're very lithe and thin. They're crouching down behind the mugs and the stuff on the table to kind of stay out of sight of the rest of the patrons.
Well, I for one find it difficult to believe that there is not one tree within the whole town.
Oh, there is, but we liked ours.
Of course you did, and I'm very sorry, but we can't bring it back for you.
I guess. So, are you saying we shouldn't have our fun anymore?
Dip them in some
I'm
beer.
saying that perhaps we can find you another... Perhaps we can find you another tree to move into and see if we can get the town to declare it off limits for lumber.
Well, I suppose that would be nice. And you've been much kinder to us than many of the other big folk we've ever encountered.
That's because we're small too.
Well, you're much bigger than us.
I suppose that's true. Well, my little friends, I will help you petition to get this done and see if we can find you somewhere to go.
Well, that's very kind of you. They kind of have like a thoughtful expression on their face, and then they kind of like go into a little huddle. And when they come out of it, they produce three little sacks, little pouches, and they offered it up to you. They're tiny, like for you guys it's like half a thimble, but there's 3 of them, and we would like to offer up this as our gratitude and a offering of our friendship.
Well, thank you very much.
And it is 3 small, teeny tiny sacks of pixie dust.
Can we like think positive things and fly with this, or do it just go through the door?
I'm going to attempt to wave at the pixies without scaring them.
I think they're cute. Like, oh, you're not little demons after all. Okay.
Yeah, but the goblin scares you. Hmm.
I hate the goblin. I don't even start with the goblin.
Well, perhaps we will find other ways to entertain ourselves that doesn't cause quite such the stir in town here.
Well, I will tell you that children in particular enjoy playing hide and seek and small games.
So, where do you all live? I have not seen any of you around here before.
We just got here.
And what are these lizard men that the other small one keeps speaking of?
I don't know. Daff?
Bad. No dirty words. Anyways, basically, Ag and I are part of a guild that sent us out on a quest to find out what's been going on with this weird new, essentially, closest thing I can call it is some sort of weird slimish potion thing that does all these incredible things for people, but will eventually turn them into lizard people. We're still kind of researching on how it works and stuff like that exactly.
Can't figure out where it comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizard people? There's plenty of lizard people already here. Didn't you see them?
Not dragonborn, I don't think.
No.
No.
Those are dragonborn. They're
Like,
more friendly. Lizard men, I guess, would be the closest thing I can equate them with. I mean, like, does my character actually know what the creatures were that we kind of thought, or is it just kind of guesswork at this moment?
I think it's probably guesswork. I don't think they're particularly common.
Okay. So yeah, it's
Well, perhaps we should already seek that information at the library as well.
we will. Just had to stop for a drink. One day's walk, nice drink. Make some new friends.
Yeah, it's actually getting a little bit late now. I mean, not too late, but you guys had kind of arrived early in the day, had rested up from the road, and then kind of come out for kind of like a night on the town to celebrate, which it got a little more ruckus than you had been anticipating.
I'm still bleeding. So...
Well, at this point, you guys can short rest.
Okay.
Song of Rest.
I'd like to.
Nobody likes a
It gives
whiny
you an extra
barbarian.
d6 healing.
So, so you can take your bath and have the bard serenade you for your Song of Rest.
Yes, that's more like it.
Okay.
Thank you. Bringing some halflings with me to wash my back.
Okay.
So,
there's jokes to be had there. I'm gonna leave it though. Anyways.
The short stout ones.
with that, you end up in the private room, which either you can all go there or just Agatha can go there, however you guys want to do it. But either way, the pixies decide to follow you into the bath.
Yeah, more the merrier.
Oh
So,
What can we do with this pixie dust? Eh?
well, a lot of the big folk find it very useful.
Like what?
Well, it's of the Fey Court. It has magical properties.
Magical? I'm a barbarian, so define magic.
You know how I made the room explode? That was magic.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think she means that you can make things explode with that.
Yeah.
Well, given the right incantations and anyways.
I'd like a lavender verbane bath with magical potions of.
So I have a feeling I know where one of the pixie dust uses is going.
To make me feel better,
Yeah.
okay?
So, in all seriousness, I have to look up and see what the pixie dust does. I forget which book it was in, but I have it somewhere.
Awesome.
Okay, that's fine.
So you guys each have a dose of pixie dust to put in your
Yay.
inventory. But you can choose to use it as bath salts if you like.
If it makes me feel fabulous, then I will.
If that doesn't make you feel fabulous, I don't know what will. But they end up hanging out with you while you bathe, and they're kind of playing in the water, splashing around. Like it would probably remind you of watching dragonflies, fly around a lake or a pond. So that's what they end up doing. They end up playing like a game of chase or tag.
Yeah. I'm sure Borscht is enjoying the view.
Oh, and no, leave him outside.
Hey, she invited the halflings.
Okay, but we're girls.
More halflings the merrier.
You
I
didn't specify
doesn't-
what kind of halflings, ma'am.
I'm an outlander.
When I finish my song, I want to take a seat by the window and start drawing up my missive for the tree thing.
Okay, so the one thing I will say, as long as you guys have those pouches and don't use them for something else, you'll be able to understand and speak Sylvan.
The
Awesome.
pouches?
Yes, the pixie dust.
Cool. I'm keeping that on my person. I'd rather speak Sylvan
Same.
than not.
Did I already use mine, or can I speak Sylvan?
So you're offered a room here to stay for the night if you want, or you can go back to the Ambi Way, the halfling clan you guys traveled in with.
I should probably go back and see how my family is doing, but I want to finish my missive first.
Okay. So when you guys got into town, basically they basically set up on some of that open land and just started camping out. And no one has said anything to them yet, so they're kind of just rolling with it.
All right.
All right.
They don't even know what happened to us.
What is the missive you want to put together, and what are you doing with it?
First, I need to find a tree, and then the location of the tree so I can describe it in the missive. I guess I'm like looking out the window to see if I can find a tree first, and if that's okay and stuff. Or I'll just draft out everything and leave a blank space for that information. But it's basically, explaining the plight of the fact that there are pixies that were dehomed because of the construction of the wall and would like to be relocated to a safer place. But we want to make sure nothing bad happens to that tree, and wondering if it's okay for the pixies to stay there and like maybe declare it off limits for like chopping down or something.
Okay.
Since they did live here first.
So in Gryphongaffe, if you ask around, it doesn't take long to figure out that it is actually ruled by a council and a mayor. And they used to, it doesn't take much to get people talking. And once they do, you realize it used to be just a mayor, but the old mayor ended up being an evil blood cultist that got executed. So they instituted a council as kind of a way to keep things in check and not have. Not be infiltrated by evil blood cultists anymore. The more you talk to people, they're definitely very much concerned about these evil blood cultist guys that you've not heard much of.
Eventually, somebody's going to have to tell me that story too.
And also, as you guys are hanging out, you start to get the idea that they keep talking about Birch, but they're actually talking about different goblins.
Different goblins?
Yes.
I'll inquire about that and figure out what they mean by different goblins and stuff.
Okay, so there's apparently 2 other goblins running around the town, and they're performers, and they actually perform regularly at the Lion's Heart Inn, which is kind of like a more upscale tavern here in Gryphongaffe, and the one goes by the name of Grundle Punch, and the other one goes by Pickle Dick.
So wait a second, Dave. In this world that we're in, are goblins sort of more socially acceptable? Like, are socially accepted?
So Gryphongaffe is more of a frontier town,
Okay.
and it's kind of a boom town. It is like on the verge of becoming a city, but it's still it's too small to be a city, and it has too much going on to still be a town. There's a portal not too far from here with a Fort Fangmore that was built up around that portal, and that links to the Dragonborn realm, and that's where all the Dragonborn have come from. There's also the Elven kingdom of Carchapatheon, which isn't too far from here.
Okay.
And then there's Crathan Gulch, which is a dwarven hold. So with Gryphongaffe being on a large river, it's actually become this nexus for all these different races, and a way for them to Gryphongaffe has really been able to expand its influence and reach, because it has access to all these different trade goods from these different races, and they've been able to establish diplomatic ties with the elves, the dwarves, and the dragonborn, and it's becoming this kind of like this boom town on the fringe of becoming a city with. Okay. It's very metropolitan in the sense that there's a large variety of people that live here.
Okay, so goblins are sort of seen then. They're not like,
yeah, they're not going to open their gates for a bunch of goblins, but they've been seen here. And with all the weird stuff that has happened in this town, it's less so. Matter of fact, once you start digging, you hear about a creature that actually makes the ogres look small, that has been that lives just outside of the town, and has actually recently been in the town. And it basically looks like they describe it as being a giant mutated frog with one eye and purple crystals growing out of it.
That is fascinating.
Delightful. I'd like to have a beer with that chap.
Ditto.
So you're quickly realizing that there's a lot of strange things that go on in this town.
All right, fine. I still want to kill your goblin, but I guess he's all right.
I'm gonna actually let the guys who start inquiring and let them know that he's actually known as Borscht, the magical goblin king, and he's actually my familiar that I summoned.
What? He's not a king.
Oh my god, I do not contradict this story. I am going to help spread that rumor.
God damn it.
This is delightful.
Then I'm going to use my illusions and kind of start, basically being entertainment for the tavern for the night, telling stories and, grand stories and illusions and all that fun stuff.
So before the night is ended, you're offered a job, if you are so inclined.
Well, thanks. Maybe once I settle down, but I still have lots of adventures to go on still.
Well, but, the offer is there, my lady.
But I don't mind entertaining the guests, and, well, they're entertained, I find things out. It's a win-win situation.
So this kind of goes on into the wee hours of the night. It's not going to be until the next day you're going to be able to get your missive to anyone of importance anyway. And the pixies, they remain out of sight, but they're near you guys and chatting and talking, and they swap stories with you. And the more you tell them stories, the more they want to hear stories.
May I add them to my allies?
Yes.
Excellent. What are their names again?
It was Tika and Taka.
Got it.
Tic Tac. So, with that, when you guys retire for the evening, do you wish to do it with the halflings or with the at the tavern?
Well, I'm still with my halflings. They're scrubbing my back. I've got pixie dust going and magic in the air.
I'm going back to the caravan.
I'm like, yeah, cut me up. I've got halfling and pixie dust. I don't.
Yeah, by the way, with I'm sure some of the tavern goers might like tip me or something for my entertaining stories and whatnot. I'm gonna use that to get upgrade Borsch's clothing situation to something that's, you know, comfy yet less he skinned a boar to get it.
What skills do you have?
Actual skills on my character.
Yeah.
I have Arcana, Investigation, and thought I had Performance because of my background, but I might have forgotten to write that down.
Well, if you're an entertainer, it gives you like instruments and stuff like that, I guess. So you can make a charisma check using your proficiency bonus. If you augment with magic, you can roll with advantage.
Okay, and advantage is +2?
No, just 2d20. Take the best.
Ah, okay.
You do get performance if you're an entertainer.
Whoa. Whoopsie. That's the wrong roll. Okay. Try that again. I got 14 and 17, so that would be a 20.
All right, so that 20, you actually end up netting 5 silver and 5 copper for the night.
Okay, is that enough to get Borsch some decent clothes?
I believe absolutely. I'm pretty sure that'll buy some clothes, but again, you'll have to wait till the next day for things to actually open up.
Yeah, true.
What, did people get sick of looking at his green naked little ass?
He's
Oh
got.
my god.
I like that cloth. I thought it was suiting for him.
I'm sure he's got some rags on.
Yeah.
His little
Although
butt guard.
I will say he does smell like goblin, so at some point you may want to consider bathing it.
Well,
not gonna take my bath with me.
can I get him a bath while we're at the tavern? I probably
Yeah,
need
that's
a bath too, but
Yeah, that
You're gonna change his diet too. He smells from the inside out.
so common clothes, 5 silver pieces.
okay, so enough to get him something halfway decent.
What's a goblin's diet, anyways? What would you have to change for them to stop stinking?
Halfling children, probably.
Their diet is
Give him some
anything
pixie
that
dust.
with goblins, it's anything that moves, really.
I think they're pretty much like rodents, so they'll eat anything.
Okay. I'm gonna give him anything then. It's good to know. Thank you, Dave.
So, with much protesting, you are able to bathe Borsch, and his mohawk just doesn't stand up the same without all the funk holding it in place. So it just
Now I'm
kinda,
laughing.
So it kind of just flops to one side like a skater cut.
Oh my god, he's Skrillex.
Your hair looks dumb, and you're green.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm sure we can find some sort of, well, maybe.
Bacon
Could I,
grease.
could I use an unofficial usage of prestidigitation to get his hair to look less Skrillex and more mohawk?
I think so. I think that's an acceptable use.
Oh.
You know, at some point, the GDL is going to show up.
The what?
GDL?
Yeah, GDL. Goblin Defamation League.
Oh my god.
You know, you kidnap a couple of halfling children, and you never live it down.
I told you. You're only attracting those little baby stealers. I'm gonna kill him.
God damn it, Agnetha.
I'm not defamating him. I'm uplifting him. I'm fairly certain his standard of living has gone severely up.
They were living in a hole.
It is true.
That's what they like.
So, with that, you guys eventually end up, thoroughly fed, thoroughly probably drunk by the end of the night. You have a less smelly goblin on your hands.
Okay.
You're able to find some clothing to put on him that's suitable and doesn't doesn't want to make you retch when he's near.
Well, I'm happier.
And every once in a while, you catch him like picking fleas off of Monty and eating them.
Eh.
I'm okay with this.
I'm like, see?
If he enjoys the fleas, let him enjoy them.
You gave him
They're full of
filet
protein.
mignon, and he's eating the fleas off your dog's back. What did I tell you?
Insects are
Hey,
good.
I'm sure Monty isn't complaining either.
Have you ever had a grilled spider? They're delicious.
No, I haven't, but I'm very interested in trying it.
Try it
I-
sometime.
I
It's
might
actually
try
pretty good.
Lots of people in the world eat spiders, which is scary to me. But
Spiders, beetles, various insects.
yeah.
It's all preparation and how. It's all on how you prepare it and the spices. Honestly.
So when you guys arrive back at the campsite for the on the way, everyone is bedded down for the night. Except for there is just one halfling that is up tending the fire, and acknowledges you guys, the three of you, as you come in. Well, the five of you, I guess I should say.
Technically, I'm still at the end.
So wait, I'm with these guys now?
Well, it's up to you. Whoever's going back.
I'm staying at the inn.
I'm staying.
Okay.
I like my halflings and my pixie dust.
Well, there's only one halfling there.
I thought I had many.
Well,
I'm drunk.
Agatha's been drinking a lot, so
I want more halflings.
the majority of the halflings are back at the caravan. Or maybe you just look at Kenna and you see like 4 or 5 halflings.
Yeah.
Been a long night.
I don't even know anymore. It doesn't matter because I'm just drunk and I'm like,
We come
"Yay!"
stumbling back into the caravan, really drunk and kind of falling all over ourselves.
I'm healed by the pixie dust magic, so I come stumbling back into camp like, woo! I'm a
I
great
love you,
example
man.
for the
You
children.
look
You are
like
my
a
best
vampire
friend.
from Twilight.
Dude.
Dude, seriously, we're best friends now because not only did
Yeah.
you save my life, but you fulfilled my
Hmm.
my halfling fantasy. So I'm
Yeah.
happy.
There's like 5
Thank
of
you
me
for
now.
that.
I'm all right with that. Let's go.
All right, you're my new sidekick. That I could kick, but I won't because I like you.
I am drunk enough that does not upset me at all.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys pass out before anything more can happen.
Yes.
And the next day, the sound of the camp arouses you from slumber. It's much too loud, much too bright.
Okay. Much too bright. Yeah.
In the morning, I'll go looking for them.
Okay.
I fell asleep under the caravan.
Considering the fact that I'd probably get up before them because they're drunk.
Oh, that's right. Daff was staying off the stuff. After the incident of the last tavern you were in.
I would not let you sleep under the caravan. You'd be
Okay,
sleeping with
cool.
me.
So when I do find them, I'm going to be a wretched little shithead
Oh god.
and use prestidigitation to basically make an air horn sound.
Ah, Defexis, why would you do this to me? I thought we were friends.
Well, so now you guys understand how you were awoken.
Ow.
Matter of fact, I suppose you guys slept through the sounds of camp and we're actually woken by your companion.
Why do you betray me?
All I can think about is killing your goblin for this.
It always comes back to the cow.
Agnetha.
It's your problem, not mine.
I can't even argue with you right now. My head hurts too badly. I need to find some water.
Rage
I
is
can
what drives
pull the
me.
horn again.
Oh, please don't.
Try it. Do it.
No, please don't.
Well, with that, your niece and your 2 nieces and nephew come running, Lily, Hannah, and Thomas. They're delighted and so happy to have the gnome back, Daphne, because they love the magic and that you've entertained them with throughout the trip, and you guys are their heroes since you've rescued them from the goblins.
Of course.
I'm gonna try to act like their
rescued
shrill little
them from the
voices don't
goblins.
hurt me.
I'm gonna tell them not to be fooled
Well,
by this.
they are still quite frightened of Borscht.
Do they like me though? I mean, I'm kind of rough, but I'm still likable and lovable to them, right? I mean, I like to sit them on my lap and tell them stories and be out.
Yeah, because the first day you actually were entertaining them by playing music, and they were
Yeah,
singing
my
along.
own-
So
See, we're the bards. Me and my friend here, my friend Kenna. So you can't really.
Yeah, but I'm the TV.
yeah, all three
Maybe
of you,
TV.
all three of you play instruments, right? So
Well, let's see, Kenna, you're the mostly the entertainment, right? Other than the fixes like flashiness.
Just into a little bit of everything.
You're a bard, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
She has her thumb in every pie.
I do. Ow.
She had her thumb in my pie.
We're not going to tell anyone about that, Agnetha.
I mean.
Doesn't count if
Anyways.
you're drunk. What happens in Drunkland stays in Drunkland.
Sorry. Okay.
So
We're
going-
gonna come back. Children. Hi, babies.
yeah, they begin basically playing "Ring Around the Rosie" around you, and singing, and their little sweet voices are like needles in your brain, as you're trying to recover a bit. And it's not much longer. You don't have to suffer that too much longer before Lala Midge comes waddling over to the three of you, leaning on her cane, trying to stretch out the kinks from her back, and she has two of the older children with her, and they're carrying trays that are on them are like, it looks like teapots, kettles that are steaming, and some sweet rolls.
Yeah,
And greetings, children, blessed daughters. I Oh, and as she says that, she winks at Daphne, and then ambles on over to Agatha and does a quick blessing on her.
I'm like, yay! I feel so
And,
good now.
And
To help with it.
I remember what it is to be young, and what it can be like to have a rough night. So I thought I would bring you an old family remedy.
Oh, thank you.
Prairie oyster?
It will taste absolutely awful, but it'll do the trick, I promise.
Gonna straight shoot it.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
Well, she's like,
questioning, I'm
it's hot, so let it cool down a little bit. A drop of honey makes it a little bit easier to
Can
take.
you like scorch your throat? You're like,
Yep, totally worth it.
But
they're laugh at you.
but immediately, as you smell the herbs from the tea and begin to drink it, your head begins to clear, and you're already feeling better.
Okay, I trust it, and I'll just shoot it like that too. Pain is glory.
So within 30 minutes or so, you're feeling up to snuff. What do you want to do?
I am gonna check over my missive and make sure I didn't make any spelling errors or anything while I was tipsy, and find a tree, fill in that information, and deliver it to whoever it needs delivered to.
Okay, so you head over to the council building in center of town. It is adjacent to the mayor's mansion, and as soon as you go through the door, the first thing you encounter is a large, imposing half-orc. He's dressed in a guard's uniform, which you've seen other guards about the town wearing a similar uniform. Only his is kept a bit nicer and looks to be made a little bit better. And there is no place on him that you can find a single ounce of fat. It's all bulging muscles, some tattoos and ritual scarring here and there. A great axe is strapped to his back. And what can I do for you ladies? What are you doing here?
There's a lot you could do for me, buddy. I mean,
Right?
what are we doing here?
No, I have a note.
And who is it you're looking to see?
All right, let me explain the situation. There are some pixies that were displaced when the wall went up. Their tree got cut down for lumber. We're trying to get a different tree designated as their home so that they don't get displaced again. So if there's a department that we could speak to, perhaps Parks and Rec.
Well, my name is Harak, and I am in charge of the militia and the watch here in
You
Gryphongaffe.
certainly are.
Her rock.
And he chuckles a little. I could probably help you ladies out, and I'm gonna have to collaborate this story and see. But there have been some strange things going on. Are you saying that these pixies are involved?
Not necessarily in all of the strange things, but in one of them yesterday, they didn't mean any harm by it. They were displaced and confused, and they're genuinely good people.
I guess as far as fairies go, I'm sure they're wonderful.
We still don't know what the freaking tentacle things were, or did the fairies?
No,
create them?
Agnetha, it's okay. Let's not talk about that.
I'm so mad.
He's gonna.
Rock,
She's
come back to
gonna.
my place to discuss things with me.
She's gonna walk over and kick Borscht.
The one.
Did she actually go over and kick Borscht?
Your creature is my abuse tool. I will use him when I'm mad. You better expect
Agnetha,
that.
please.
You need a Nerf bat.
I'm
I
going to air horn Agatha with prestidigitation.
I will smack you with my.
Please ignore my companions. They're kind of stupid.
Yeah, I have an
I'm
8
not
intelligence.
stupid.
Guys,
She's
if
the
you're
one
gonna
who's being
do it
species
outside-
of it.
We are in the middle of an official building, taking care of official business, and you're making me look bad. Stop.
You know what? Her rock likes me more than you, so there.
So
Well, you just kicked a goblin.
she didn't really kick the goblin. I think I just said it.
I liked it, Dave. I think we should keep it in the story.
Oh my god.
Poor Borscht. So Harak looks over at Borscht and goes, "Oh my God, this town is being overrun by goblins.
Thank you.
What happened to the good old days when we just killed them?"
Right? I like this
Hey.
guy. What are
Sorry,
you
that
doing?
is a little bit racist.
Well, you have to understand the history of the town.
Please enlighten us.
But are you?
Yes, please.
Come walk with me.
I
First
would love
off,
to.
I have to
Story
mention
time.
he's my familiar. It's what I happen to summon when I summon my familiar. He's a magical goblin, not a regular one. So don't talk down to him. Well, he's a familiar, so.
Can I
But-
touch your axe while we walk down the street?
Did you say axe?
Or your weapons? Didn't you say he had an axe?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
so
great.
you did say
Yeah.
axe. I heard
Yeah.
you right.
He has a
He's got a
great,
great
big
axe staff
salt
to his-
axe.
I want to see your great axe. I would like to hold it while we walk down the street, since I like you already.
Easy. We've just met, ladies. We've just met.
You said you hate goblins. You're welcome wherever I go.
Well, hate is a strong word, but some 50 years ago or so, when this dust bucket of a town was nothing more than a couple huts on the side of a road, there was a great war here, where from the mountains descended all sorts of monstrous humanoids. There's hyena men called gnolls. He looks a little sheepish. The orc tribes gathered, as well as goblins and ogres and other fell creatures of the world. And from that army was a hellish leader. Some say he was an orc, others say he's a demon. I don't know, but it has been the bane of this town ever since, and that is the Blood Lord, who they all followed and worshipped. It was only through the dwarves of Gryphongaffe and the elves of Karshapatha and the heroes of the town, so we thought, that the town was spared. The heroes sent out brave adventurers like yourself to smite the head off the beast. and only one of them returned, and that was our mayor, found Leafblade. And then, like, that starts to fall in place with the story you heard about the old mayor being a blood cultist secretly. And then, you know, we've heard all these stories about blood cultists taking people, sacrificing people. But, you know, apparently this blood lord, this blood demon, many of the tribes worship that are monstrous. And for some reason, they all seem drawn to this town all the time. Hence the big walls that they've built up. And he's just finishing up that story as you guys find yourself outside of a bakery, and he kind of grunts, "Evan wins. This is the best bread in all of town. I would, if you're going to stop by Gryphongaffe, and you're going to be in Gryphongaffe, you have to eat here at least once."
I love bread.
We'll make a note of this.
And you know, with that, he opens the door and holds it open for the four of you.
Do they also take care of paperwork here?
Paperwork? I'll handle the paperwork for you.
Okay.
Don't worry. I figured we could discuss it in my stuffy office, or we could come here and have breakfast.
That is a much
lunch.
better.
Yes. Do they have salami?
So, well, yeah, they probably do have meats, cheese, bread, that kind of stuff.
Does Forgeback come back from the quest I sent him on?
It's in the chat.
Yes, he does. Yeah, but you guys are just sitting down, and Evan is coming out from behind the counter, and you get the idea that he doesn't normally wait on everybody, but Harak seems to kind of be like a big deal, so he's, you know, and he seems to be pretty friendly with them as well.
Okay.
And as he comes to the table, he's followed by, you know, a small gang of cats that are, you know, you're amazed that he doesn't get tripped and doesn't fall over, as like half a dozen cats are trying to vie for his attention, running
I
between
want
his
to pet
legs.
the cats.
Well, they will absolutely let you.
Oh,
I'm like, what the fuck? Why are there cats in this?
hello.
To each their own. Some people have cats, some people have goblins.
Shut up, you!
Do not expect me to pet the goblin. It's not going to happen.
I am still mad at you ever since you adopted that goblin. You are my friend, but I don't trust you fully.
Get out a piece of string and start like playing with the cats.
So you have no problem doing that. Evan actually sits down with you guys for a good like 10-15 minutes, and then excuses himself back to the kitchen. With that, you know, four of the 6 cats leave with him, but 2 remain to play with you and beg for scraps. So Harak looks over the document you drew up, and he says, "I'm sure we can make something happen and figure things out. These are strange times we live in, and nothing surprises me anymore. After the singing mushroom, it's all been downhill from there."
Wait, what?
Singing mushroom. That sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, and he turns to Daff. You know, the other gnome in town. One of the other gnomes in town. He has the singing mushroom.
Oh, so they just know each other because they're gnomes.
Isn't that how it works?
No. Do you know
No.
every half-orc in town?
Well, yes, I do.
Oh, okay,
See, it's
never
not that
mind.
bad that
I
There's
just
only
got into
5 of them.
town, okay?
We just got here.
I'm sorry. I joke. I jest.
A singing mushroom.
By the way, Borscht, do you know anything about this blood lord that was being talked about earlier? I know you weren't here for that.
Gagging as he tries to talk. I'm like, ugh!
He well, actually, his breath kind of catches when you ask him about the blood lord, and his eyes go a little bit wide. Make a perception check or insight. Insight. That's the one.
Insight. I don't know. Oh, insight. Wisdom. Okay. So, same roll either way for me. Do. Clear. 1d20. Roll. I got an 11.
Okay, so Let's see. You got an 11. Um. Okay, so he says never heard of him, but you get the impression that he has.
Fine,
Out of
fine. We heard
character.
that every goblin has heard about him.
I think it would be a
So-
good idea not to ask him about this in front of this half-orc gentleman. But do what you're gonna do.
It's not like he's going to magically, spontaneously cause the Bloodlord to show up, as far as I know. Right? First?
Yeah, but I'm worried that the half-orc is going to judge him.
Well, as long as you don't say his name, we don't like this. We don't like to say his name around here.
Causes things to break.
Lord Moldy Shorts?
The fellows at the library, they can fill you in a bit better than I. I mean, right now we're working on dealing with this bloodlord thing, and then there's these Vargarians. It's problem after problem.
Hey, don't hit Borscht. If you keep it up, I'm gonna start throwing more spells at you, Missy. And I have spells.
I'm not afraid of your witchcraft.
Okay, but we did come here to discuss things. This library. Where is it?
He gives you directions. It's not far from here.
Thank you.
And he points out, the library is a good place to if you're looking for information or you need to find powerful arcane casters. You can find them there as well. Father Frelier at the temple, the Temple of the Light, or the Church of the Light, is also a good place for adventurers to acquaint themselves with. And he basically breaks it down to you, and it breaks down to being basically a non-denominational church of good gods.
I respect that.
By the way, do you happen to have a group of druids who wander around here at all?
Not the last time I checked. There's the boy.
The boy?
Yeah, he hangs around some of the other adventurers, and I believe he's actually a druid. He's barely, he doesn't even grow any whiskers yet, but he's shown himself to be powerful with the druidic magic.
Do you know where he might be so I can contact him?
He is out of the town right now.
Okay. Well, eventually I'd like to get in contact with him, because if the tree thing doesn't fall through, usually druids have some sort of druid's grove, so.
Outside of town, there's the Ranger's Lodge. Yep, there's that. We've got this nature priest that likes to hang around here. He's an elf, and he set up this Ranger's Lodge to kind of like patrol the outskirts of town, but also he set up these kind of like fancy plush lodges so that if people like nobles and stuff wanted to go and get the wilderness experience, without really having to rough it, they could kind of hang out.
That might be somewhat what I'm looking for, but
Are there dwarves in this town?
There are dwarves in this town. Matter of fact, there is actually a garrison of dwarves that are kept here. If you're asking about it, he tells you that basically ever since the Blood Demon War, the dwarves they send a contingent of 50 dwarves to serve the garrison.
Very good to know. Thank you.
So with that, I do have duties to attend to. It was nice meeting you ladies, and I think you'll find Gryphongaffe is a quite a pleasant place to live, and there's plenty of opportunities for those that have the talents.
Well, thank you very much for handling this missive business for us and being so kind as to show us around.
agreed.
It was very
Sorry to
nice.
bicker so much.
And where might you ladies be staying? And he looks directly at Agatha.
wherever you are. I mean, I'm gonna be staying in a nice inn in town, away from all my halfling friends tonight.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to pick up some of the water and drop it on Agatha's head.
I'm like, that's cool. I like to be with.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh,
So
I need to discuss your taste in men with both of you now.
she's a very neutral character, and she's not afraid of you. She spits at your goblin.
Okay.
All of my passive aggressivism is going to go onto the goblin.
So now we have to be really careful not to make Agnetha mad.
Yep.
for poor Borsha's sake. So would that be the chisel and the chalice or the lion's heart inn? Both are quite nice.
Go to the chisel and the chalice.
Let's go with the chisel.
That sounds filthy.
The heart inn sounds pretty nice though too. Whichever keeps us later in the morning. I mean me later in the morning. I would go to that one. And do I still have any pixie dust left?
Yeah, you still have the pouch.
And I have pixie dust, so
No snorting the pixie dust.
Oh man.
Tall folk, am I right?
I give your axe back and I say I'm going to be over at the Heart Inn tonight. So if you want
Lion's
to,
Heart?
so the Lion's Heart Inn.
Well, perhaps my lady wouldn't mind if I joined you for dinner this evening.
Not at all. I would not mind.
So
Goodbye.
I will see you then. And with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here for the evening, and until next weekend. Next week, same time, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time for you guys watching. Feel free to join us again. And like I said, this is going to be a weekly game. Thanks, ladies. That was fun. And everybody out there, until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy. See you guys.